What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some Detroit Lions. And I know it's late, but it's never too late for Lions latest. What? Go, no, man. Come on, man. I killed that. Okay, hey, I did rehearse it. I did. I thought about it, and I was like, this is going to be fire. And I said it, and I think it turned out really well. What do y'all think? Never too late for Lions. Let's get it started.
Yo, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Welcome, everybody, to our video. Glad you guys are here. And as you guys can see, I even decorated the board. I got, like, these are supposed to be lights. I know they're black, so it's like, oh, if that was a real light, it wouldn't be making much light. Well, that's true, but it's a whiteboard, so it kind of like pops off. Now, also, we have a question of the video. We got to bring these back. Hey, give me some questions so I can put them in here. Here's the question of the video. Let's talk about what's current. All right, current right now. How's that bracket looking though? Mine, haha, you don't want to see it. It's terrible. It is terrible. I've gotten a couple right, and you know, it's like the small victories. Like, oh, I picked Syracuse to go this far. Great. And then you start to actually look at your bracket and you're like, wow, I really didn't want to see this. How about I just go back to the live bracket? Okay. Oh, I should have, I knew that one. I know. All right, so we have some Detroit Lions stuff we need to talk about. First off, let's start off with Michael Brockers, who was traded to Detroit. The Detroit Lions gave him a 3-year, $24 million contract once he got back from vacation. Where was he at? I can't remember where he's at. They said where he's at. I cannot remember where he's at. But either way, we talked about the contract. It's only just over $3 million cap hit this season, which is beautiful, when it should be about $8 million a year. Just over a $3 million cap hit this season. Now, next season and this season, probably not getting out of that contract. But there is an out on the third year if you wanted to, based on the cap hit. So I'm just saying, the Detroit Lions have a really nice contract with Michael Brockers. But what are we talking about with Michael Brockers? We're talking about the apology that I guess he made to Jared Goff. So, as we know, Michael Brockers basically said that, you know, Stafford was a level up from Jared Goff. And now that's not too bad if he was still with the Rams, but he's not. Now he's back in Detroit, so he's with Jared Goff. So everything's good between him and Goff, but once this trade went down, it started popping up everywhere. Like, oh, hey, did you see what he said? I was like, oh, that's weird. That is awkward. So I'm glad it's figured out. Hopefully it is. Let's not let that stuff, you know, get in the way of anything. Let's just focus on football. All right, sometimes you say things and you take it back. You're in the heat of the moment. Let's focus on football. You know, we all say things that we didn't necessarily mean or that we shouldn't have said out loud, and it goes out there. But let's move on from that. I know Brad Holmes is excited to have this guy, and hopefully, you know, he can give us some big things in Detroit. Now, let's also talk about Jamaal Williams, who had a phenomenal introductory press conference. Let's just say it like that. Now, it wasn't as good as Dan Campbell's, because Dan Campbell's will go down in history as iconic, because when we win a Super Bowl, they'll be like, oh my gosh, look at this. He was talking about kneecaps, and they did. But Jamaal, well, hopefully we didn't actually bite kneecaps, because that we might not be able to play if we're doing that. But Jamaal Williams' presser was awesome. You guys were like, man, you got to check this out. I mean, it's so entertaining. I was like, okay, I peeked in, but I was like, I didn't really watch it. It was awesome. It was beautiful. I recommend it. I have some clips. I'll throw them in here.
Easy. 20 man. I like that.
My actual name.
That's your name? Your
last name. Tim 20 Man.
Did you change that? Like
it's old English. Old English.
For real?
Yeah, for real. Like I said, that's you come on now.
Too old.
Go to Stoney next.
How you doing? Welcome.
Bulls. Hey, is this your brother, Silver Fox? Huh? This your man? Stoney. That's crazy. Main character in my own anime show. So it's just my life right now going through it. And it's just, I'm hitting another chapter. The chapter of the Lions, baby. And it's looking good. Oh, yeah. They get me stoked. People think I'm a hype man. Having him, Anthony Lynn, all these dudes that, like, they really can be hype men. They own hype men. So I feel like when you got so many hype men, it's about to get crazy. So I don't know. This year is going to be great. Like, I'm about to enjoy every minute of this, because it's about to be good that you get people like this who got the same mentality that wants to win, and, you know, they're going to give people the opportunity to make those plays, you know? And I'm just grateful to have people to believe in me and want me to be out there to make those and just give me these opportunities. So I'm not going to waste them. I'm going to go to work. You know what I mean? I'm not taking any moment for granted.
Talk about what he said specifically. that I thought, about football that I thought were good answers here. First thing, he said that he was excited to get more of a role with the Detroit Lions.
With the stats that I have and the limited carries and opportunities that I had, I still made it work, And it just shows that if you give me the ball more, if you let me go to work, good things happen, Because I'm a real workhorse. So during the whole game, I get better and better. So, and that whole time I look for how defense is going. Are they, mentally breaking? Do they want to still tackle? Like, I like things like that. So I just go for the whole game, and that's what you're going to get from me. So I'm not taking no plays off. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm trying to make my team better. And Detroit is already one of those places where we already working hard and effort. You know what I mean? Like, I see it every day when I was playing against them. And I'm on special teams. I'm seeing the special team players giving everything they got from first quarter to fourth quarter.
That he loves the energy. See, Jamaal Williams is the energy guy. And I love me some Jamaal. When we signed this guy, I was ecstatic. I was like, yes, another running back. And Jamaal, he's all about energy, right? He's dancing before games. He's, interacting with the crowd, which hopefully if I go to a Lions game, he throws me a football. You know what I feel like, though? If he threw me a football, I feel like I'd drop it. That would be like the one I'd drop. I'd be like, oh, hey, Jamaal, probably fall over, break something, like, oh, that kid's hurt. Like, oh my God. Hopefully that doesn't happen. That would be very strange. But I love this energy. I love this vision. We did the film video, and then you watch this introductory press conference, and how can you not love this guy? All right, he's excited to get an opportunity here, but he says, man, I'm a workhorse running back. I get better as the game goes on. When you see in Green Bay, I didn't get that many opportunities yet. I still did my thing. That's basically what he said. Basically, he's just having a lot of fun. You could just tell this guy was having a lot of fun during the call. He was still doing his thing, right? And I think with the Lions, while I don't think he'll be the number one, he will get a lot of opportunities. There's no question. First off, I think we're going to run the ball even more than we did with Darrell Bevell in this Detroit Lions offense. But not only that, because we're going to have to set up the pass for Jared Goff. But not only that, Swift is going to have someone to legitimately take pressure off him. I'm talking about someone else that can get 10-plus touches a game consistently. I know Swift is the number one, but Swift might get 20-plus, but you got to have someone else taking some pressure off. And Jamaal will be that guy. And he'll compete with Kerryon. And he'll push Kerryon. He'll hopefully help him get better and develop him. But I think Jamaal is clearly the number two right now, and he's going to get a bigger role in Detroit. I think he gets a bigger role in Detroit. Don't think he'll be the number one, but he's going to get his touches because he can do it in a pass game and in the run game. Even he said himself, he loves Detroit. He's excited. He said he might have to get a record player, all this. He's loving Motown. This is the place for him. But he said, even I don't know, how much better I can. I feel like I can get much better. And some people don't necessarily know that because mentally I'm always getting better. But even I can get better. I don't even know, basically what my ceiling is. So it's awesome to hear that, but that's true. I mean, he really never became, a guy that got consistent touches in Green Bay. You watched their games, it was like Aaron Jones. Oh, hey, Jamaal Williams. Oh, Aaron Jones is back in. It was like, what's going on here? Remember last season, it was like series? Sometimes it wasn't like that with Jamaal Williams. So, for Jamaal, I think it's a great opportunity. We need a number two big time. Speaking of Detroit, he said that one thing that he noticed is just the effort. Even when they were losing, we were a lot, and struggling, the effort was always there. They always gave 100%. And he said, mainly on special teams when I was in Green Bay. He really believes that this can happen. He's like, yeah, culture change can happen. We all have to believe it, but we can make this thing happen. He was just so excited to get it started. Him and Dan Campbell. I mean, I couldn't imagine being in that room. I mean, Dan Campbell, Jamaal Williams in the same room would just be awesome. I mean, come on, man. You got to play cornhole with those guys. Why cornhole? I don't know. It just seems like that's the game that they would play. I don't know. Either way, it was a beautiful interview. Like I said, I'll throw some clips in there. He's asked about pass protection. He said,
ooh, I can block, you know what I mean? I'm going to protect the quarterback. That's what I was made for. So that's my best friend. He right next to me. I got to make sure he good. So I get the ball when he cool. He got to hand it off to me. It ain't like I'm going to say, go in that Wildcat one time. But Jared, I can't wait to work with him. He a good quarterback. And just, letting him know that he got people behind him that believe in him. We can do this. And honestly, I just want him to know that he doesn't have to put all the pressure on his shoulders. He got the chip on his shoulder. I got a chip on my shoulder.
I can protect the quarterback, and that was the thing. He was the best pass blocking running back for the Green Bay Packers, which is a little, underlying thing that's very important about his game. And Deuce Staley told us, hey, you can't block, can't play for me. Kerryon can block. Swift has to improve, but he can block. But we know Jamaal can block. We know he can. So a lot of great stuff from Jamaal. Like I said, I'll throw in some clips here, but I thought it was awesome. I really did. He said, Detroit's the place for the BYU guys. He is from BYU. He knows Ziggy Ansah, wishes he was here. Ziggy was cool. I just wish he wasn't so riddled by the injuries. But it really will hype you up. If you want to get hyped, if you want something that's going to be like, yes, let's go, that's what this will do for you. So that was Jamaal's introductory presser. And finally, let's talk about this little rumor that the Detroit Lions are showing some interest in cornerback K'Wan Williams. Now, we're not sure what's going to happen here with KZ. I would love to get KZ, the safety. We did a video on him if you guys want to check it out. But let's talk about K'Wan Williams a little bit. Now, apparently there's heavier, interest from the Chiefs, it seems like, because they're going to have a visit with him. When free agency first started, the Jets were like, oh, they're going to snag him. And it never happened. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. And now we're this far, and some people are like, wait, why is this guy still available? Like, what the heck's going on here? And now the people are thinking, well, the 49ers will get him back for a cheap one-year deal because his market's low, which would be great for the Detroit Lions if they could get him now. When we look at the Lions, salary cap, they don't have the most money, but if they could tweak some things, maybe they could bring in someone cheap on a, cheaper deal like a vet. And if you look at the cornerback spot, a guy like K'Wan Williams at 5'9" would fill out that position 100% perfectly. They don't have a slot on the roster. We did a video today on needs. Perfect timing. We don't have a slot cornerback right now. We don't. And we don't have a vet in the back end. Aside from we don't have a vet. We don't have a guy that's, out of his rookie contract. 29 years old, so he's going on 30. Spent his time with San Francisco last season, and it's awesome. He was an undrafted free agent that went to Cleveland, and, he was on this cheap deal, played for a couple years, and then San Francisco brings him in. Robert Saleh was there, just so you know. Robert Saleh was there. They bring him in, and two games after bringing him in for like $660K, they gave him a 3-year, $8.8 million. 2 games it took, and they're like, hey, this is that guy. Crazy about his journey, and if you guys like PFF, I'll throw that on the screen. That way you can see his grades by year. Really nice grades early in his career. Didn't play for a team in 2016. He was unemployed in 2016. So that's why the 49ers got him so cheap. And in 2 games, they give him a 3-year deal? Like, that's wild. He just impressed that fast. He got first-team reps, go get it. They named a blitz after K'Wan Williams on the 49ers playbook. And I didn't dive way into the film or way into it because we haven't signed him yet. If we do, I will. But there's a couple things that's clear about his game. Let's jump into the numbers first. For the last 3 seasons, you look at 2020, he allowed a 75% completion percentage, 81.9 pass rating, and also he had 22 tackles to 3 missed tackles, and he had a very, very low, as you guys can see, yards per completion, extremely low. 2019, 68.9% completion percentage, 76.1 pass rating, and 51 tackles to 11 missed tackles. And finally, 2018, 75% completion percentage, 114.4 pass rating, and 45 to 8 tackles. Now, last season, he only played in 8 games. He played in 8 games. He was dealing with a high ankle sprain. It happened against Philly, but I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, though, high ankle sprain, and he went on IR for the rest of the season. He also had something where he's been suspended in the past for 2 games with the 49ers for substance. However, when you take a look at that, it does say that was actually lifted. I think this also may have happened back in 2015 as well, so it's something to keep an eye on with him. Statistically, you see the high completion percentage, you're wondering probably what's going on there. Well, first, it seems like they play a lot of zone. So that's good that he's well-versed in there, even though I think the Lions will play much more man next season. But he can play man too. But, so that will obviously raise the completion percentage up. But, also playing slot, you're going to give up a lot of completions. It's can you limit those? It's very tough to not give up completions out of the slot spot because it's not very far for the quarterback to go. There are a lot of, quick routes. It's very difficult to not give up a high completion percentage. But the yards per completion is the big thing here because it's not very high. A lot of things forced underneath. And you'll notice about his game, the first thing you'll take away if you watch any film is that he's aggressive. He's such an aggressive, physical player that gets after. And he's not big, like 5'9", 185. He's not a very big guy, but he's just super great. I mean, you just see him jump down on routes he wants to hit. One of his calling cards was being a run stopper, and I know Okudah does that at an extremely high level. We got some guys in the back end that can tackle, right? And we could add to that. K'Wan Williams can tackle. Recently, they've been really solid as well in coverage and as a run defender, but also as a pass rusher. He's used on tons of blitz. Like I said, they named the blitz after him. Tons of blitzing opportunities, and he's had 6 career sacks, which is not bad either. 3 career interceptions and 23 pass defended. It makes sense that he has a high pass defended because, like I said, he's super aggressive and he jumps on everything. Not a super high interception rate, but again, it's a slot spot. It's really difficult to have interceptions. To me, it's about limiting the play. You might give up completions, but can you limit that play? And that's what he seems to do really well at. He shuts things down quickly. He's super aggressive, and it fills out what the Lions need, and that is a vet, but also a slot corner because they don't have one. It can help open up the draft a little bit more as well, even if this is just a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal. There's a clip here, and you can just see how fluid his hips are, and this is what you get with, veteran cornerbacks. Man-to-man, you see the ability to play some man-to-man coverage here because I think the Lions will allow next season, but when you have those vet guys, right, you know what you're going to get, and this is a great example, the way that he just works with this receiver down the field. The Lions, someone that they should definitely have their eye upon, doesn't mean they have to do it, but it's someone that they should definitely be aware of, because if they can get it for a pretty cheap price and they can fill it into their salary cap and make it happen because this price going down because free agency continues to go on, this is someone that you should definitely look to target potentially this offseason because it just feels such a huge hole for the Detroit Lions right now and shouldn't be super expensive. I like his blitzer. He's a willing tackler. Recognition is really good as well. You can tell he's very, very disciplined. Some of the concerns, of course, coming off an injury. Of course, the suspensions in the past. His size, not the biggest guy. Probably won't bounce to outside very often, but we don't need him there. It's good. We have Okoda and Miney. They're outside guys. We need a slot, so it's fine with us. And also, again, I didn't watch a ton. I was kind of in and out of like 3 games last season. It's not a really good defense for the most part with San Francisco with Robert Saleh, but 2020 was not great, and there was a lot of injuries, including him as well. So I think when you watch him, man, he checks a lot of the boxes, it seems like initially from what I've seen. He's not perfect, but, you know, coverage, pretty darn solid. Really willing tackler, has some missed tackles in there that definitely do concern you, but clearly, you want a guy that's going to, be aggressive in the back end, and this guy will be that for you. So I think this final note, I mean, it kind of just tells you the approach that Sheila Ford Hamp is taking this and how much she wants to win, and I do love the fact that she is extremely hands-on. She said she would be, and she is. She's stuck to her word, and she told Charles Harris, the pass rusher that we signed, that, he hasn't really lived up to the bill, and I wasn't super impressed by his film, but we'll probably do a video on that at some point. But she told Charles Harris, personally, when he signed with the Detroit Lions, go get the quarterback. That's what she told. Go get the quarterback. I mean, look at the Lions last season. They didn't do a great job of that. But not only that, I mean, this is going to be a focus of this new defense, right? We have guys that want to get after the quarterback. And clearly, the Lions have made it a focus to bring in guys that can help you after the quarterback. And one gap defense, you could definitely see it. We'll get to the quarterback. And I think that's awesome. Because right now we're looking, you kind of have to draft a slot, no question. You have to get a slot corner. If you can sign one, you can push it off, and it can allow you to draft more developmental pieces there. So yeah, that's kind of where the Lions are at with Lions' latest. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.